All right, let's talk about 2026. If you've been watching the Calgary real estate market for over the last couple of years, you know that it hasn't exactly been boring. We went from record low inventory and multiple offer chaos to a more balanced pace, to buyers sitting on the sidelines waiting for interest rates to finally break. So the big question is, what is next? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Alex Ripko, a Calgary real estate agent, breaking down the real estate trends shaping our housing market so you can make confident decisions whether you're buying, selling, or even investing. If this kind of content is helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next update. Here are my predictions for the 2026 Calgary market based on what I'm seeing day to day, mixed with what the data and the Bank of Canada are actually telling us. Prediction number 1. We'll see 2 more rate cuts, but not until mid to late 2026. Everyone is waiting for the Bank of Canada to keep dropping rates, but I don't think it's going to happen quickly. Inflation, especially shelter inflation, is still higher than the bank wants. They're being extremely cautious because the last thing they want is to reignite another wave of housing price acceleration. My prediction is 2 more rate cuts in 2026, but not in that first half of the year. When those cuts finally come, we'll see that pent-up buyers will reemerge into the marketplace. Affordability will stabilize, and we'll likely see activity pick up again. But until then, expect a slower, more patient marketplace for both buyers and sellers. Prediction number 2, home prices will stay relatively flat. For the last couple of years, Calgary has been one of the strongest markets in Canada, but we're hitting a point of balance. We have to cut that out there. We have slightly rising inventory, slower demand, cautious buyers, and no forced selling pressure. Sorry, I gotta go faster here. Put all that together and you get a market that moves sideways. My estimate is somewhere between a reduction of 1% to an increase of 3%, depending on the product type. Now, this isn't a correction, it's not a boom, it's stability, and honestly, that's healthy. Prediction number 3, migration into Alberta will slow, and that matters. Migration has been one of the biggest drivers of Calgary's growth, but a lot of the pressure came from buyers leaving Ontario and BC when those markets became unaffordable. Now, those markets are stabilizing. People aren't as desperate to leave and jump ship to Alberta. So what does that really mean is Alberta will still grow, but maybe not at the same pace. The pressure on that entry-level prices won't be as intense, and buyers will have more time and less competition. This is one of the main reasons that I see prices staying flat in 2026. Now, prediction number 4, new build pricing will decrease, pulling buyers away from resale product. This is going to have a huge storyline. Builders are dealing with lower material costs, more labor availability, and intense completion between developments. And what builders need to move inventory, what happens there is they adjust pricing fast. So my idea here is new build prices are going to drop in 2026. The gap between that resale and new construction is going to be really tight. And so what actually happens during that is buyers tend to shift towards brand new homes. They want the warranties, the builder incentives, the customizable finishes. And if you're a resale seller, especially in the suburbs where you'll be competing directly with that new product, that means that you have to be sharp on pricing and presentation. Now, prediction number 5. Investors will step back even though this is the time that they should be stepping in. With rates still high and rents leveling off, a lot of investors are pausing. But ironically, this is usually where the best long-term opportunities are. There's less competition, motivated sellers, and stabilizing prices. Also, we have the potential for improved cash flow once the rates drop. I think fewer investors will be buying in early 2026, but they are going to regret sitting it out when rates fall and prices start to rise again. I have to cut this out. So those are my predictions for Calgary's real estate market in 2026. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you agree? Do you think I'm completely off on one of these? Are you seeing something totally different in your neighborhood or price point? Drop your 2026 predictions in the comments, whether they match mine or completely challenge them. I read all of them, and I love seeing the different perspectives. That's it.
Can you redo point number 2?
Yeah.
And then that last bit.
How do I?
Just like a couple things that you did in that.
I know,
think you want to
Go.
smooth them out.
4 was,
You did on that side.
no, I just want to make sure I have it in here too. 4 is new build pricing will decrease. So number 2, and then just jump, then we'll do 2, and then I'll jump back to the last bit.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think you're gonna wanna,
Yeah.
there's just one part that I was like, and then you just kept going up.
That's all good. I tend to just go through. I'm happy to redo the whole thing again too.
Nope, just two.
Okay. Prediction number 2. Home prices will stay relatively flat. For the last couple of years, Calgary has been one of the strongest markets in Canada, but we're hitting a point of balance. We have slightly rising inventory, slower demand, cautious buyers, and no forced selling pressure. I think I'm going to just redo this, but make it faster. Boop, boop, boop. How do I make it faster?
Down is faster.
Okay. Prediction number 2. Home prices will stay relatively flat. For the last couple of years, Calgary has been one of the strongest markets in Canada, but we're hitting a point of balance. We have slightly rising inventory, slower demand, cautious buyers, and no forced selling pressure. But when we put all of that together, you get a market that moves sideways. My estimate is somewhere between a reduction of 1% to an increase of 3%, depending on the product type. Now, this isn't a correction, it's not a boom, it is stability, and honestly, that is a really healthy market. Okay, now we're gonna just jump to,
Yeah, the first time that you did it, you said estimate.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
yeah, that's fair.
We're recording, sir.
You absolutely did. I'm just kidding.
I can't do it all.
So you think just going from the part of like, so these are my predictions, like the ending part?
Yeah.
Okay,
There was just like a couple words that you kind of stumbled through.
perfect. Okay,
You want to finish strong.
yeah. Okay. So those are my predictions for Calgary's real estate market in 2026. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you agree? Do you think I'm completely off on one of these? And are you seeing something totally different in your neighborhood or price point? Drop your 2026 predictions in the comments, whether they match mine or completely challenge them. I read them all, and I love seeing the different perspectives. Done.
Should you write all my stuff? You always did. That's good.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, this is why I like to read it, because I know when I say it, it comes off strong. And at the end of the day, like, don't get me wrong, I had my ideas, I tossed it into chat, and then I redid it again. Like, I just kind of tweaked it. So this is,
Spoke very well.
thank you. Okay, so the next one we're doing is this video, I am copying straight up from Tom Story's video.
Put this here, put